Hello, everyone. There are some places on Earth that send shivers down our spines just by looking at them. The dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, the vast plains of Eastern Europe, and the desert Southwest all have one thing in common: reports of unexplained flying things that go bump in the night. They've been seen by thousands, yet science has never been able to explain what they are. In this episode, we'll be looking at one such case that has baffled experts and terrified witnesses for decades. What really happened? Watch until the end and decide for yourself. The year was 1967, and the location was Falcon Lake, Canada. It was late at night when a man named Stefan Michalak stepped out of his tent to relieve himself. He was camping with several friends near the lake when suddenly he saw something strange hovering in the forest. Stefan immediately went back into his tent and woke up his sleeping companions. Together, they went back outside to look for whatever it was that had made the noise. But when they emerged from the trees, there was nothing to be seen. It wasn't until the following morning that they discovered something odd. Several small pebbles lay scattered around the tent in an area that had been completely clear the evening before. This was already odd. It soon became stranger still. One of the pebbles was warm to the touch and bore scorch marks, as if it had fallen from the sky during a meteor shower. However, no meteorites were reported that night, nor any other unusual celestial events. But this was only the beginning. In the days that followed, Stefan and his companions continued to hear strange sounds in the forest. Some sounded like footsteps, while others were more like screams or whistles. One witness even claimed to see a humanoid creature peering at them from behind a tree. Frightened, they packed up their things and left the campsite. What they found when they returned to their camp was beyond anything they could have imagined. Their tent was ripped to shreds, and the forest surrounding it was completely flattened, as though something heavy and large had landed right in the middle of it. While Stefan's story may sound like something out of a horror movie, he is far from the only person who has experienced something similar. For decades, people living near Falcon Lake have reported strange lights and objects hovering over the trees. There have also been reports of large tracks and other bizarre phenomena. So what could be responsible for these mysterious sightings? As with many such cases, the first assumption was extraterrestrials. And given the alleged destruction of Stefan's tent, it's not hard to see why. However, scientists have pointed out that there are several flaws in his story. First and foremost, there was no physical evidence to support his claim. While the scorch marks on the rock are intriguing, there is no way to prove that they came from a spacecraft. It's much more likely that they were caused by a campfire or some other mundane source. Furthermore, despite the supposed destruction of his tent, there were no large objects or debris found at the scene. If a UFO had really landed in the middle of it, surely there would be some sign of its immense power. Finally, Stefan's story changed over time. Initially, he claimed that the object had been silver and cigar-shaped. But later he said that it was black and disc-shaped. This inconsistency makes it difficult to know what, if anything, he actually saw. So what else could be responsible for the strange occurrences at Falcon Lake? One possibility is that they were caused by a military experiment. During the Cold War, the Canadian and American governments conducted numerous tests involving sonic weapons and other forms of psychological warfare. It is possible that one of these experiments went awry and caused the disturbances that Stefan and his friends experienced. However, there is evidence that points to something more natural. The area around Falcon Lake is known for its strange magnetic properties. Compass readings can be wildly inaccurate, leading some to believe that the area is a UFO hotspot. This is because the magnetic field lines converge here, creating an energy vortex that can be detected by extraterrestrial spacecraft. According to this theory, the strange lights and sounds heard by witnesses are actually auroras interacting with the magnetic field lines. But perhaps the most intriguing explanation is that the Falcon Lake phenomenon was caused by a creature that is still unknown to science. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and Yeti are just a few of the names given to this elusive beast, which is said to roam the forests of North America. While there is no concrete evidence that any of these creatures exist, there have been countless sightings and reports of strange footprints and other physical evidence. In fact, Bigfoot has become so popular in modern culture that there are now dozens of species within the genus, each with its own unique name and set of characteristics. Some are covered in thick, dark hair, while others are said to be bipedalism, meaning they walk on two legs. There are even claims that certain Native American tribes worship Bigfoot as a deity. If Bigfoot does exist, then it's likely that the Falcon Lake phenomenon was caused by one of these creatures. After all, there have been numerous reports of Bigfoot sightings in the area dating back hundreds of years. According to legend, the Ojibwe people have been living in the area for thousands of years, and they tell stories of a large, hairy beast that lives in the woods. They call it the Sasquatch, and they believe it to be a powerful spirit that should not be disturbed. Whether or not there is any truth to these legends, the Ojibwe people's stories do provide an interesting perspective on the Falcon Lake phenomenon. It's possible that what Stefan and his friends experienced was simply a case of mistaken identity. Perhaps they saw a bear or some other large animal and misidentified it as a UFO. Alternatively, maybe they really did encounter a UFO. It was simply Bigfoot investigating their campsite. One thing is for sure, though, the Falcon Lake phenomenon is a fascinating case that has captured the attention of people around the world. Whether it was caused by aliens, Bigfoot, or something else entirely, it serves as a reminder that there are still many mysteries left to be solved in our world. For now, the truth behind the Falcon Lake phenomenon remains elusive. There is no hard evidence to support any of the various theories, and we may never know for sure what happened to Stefan and his friends that night. However, the case continues to fascinate researchers and UFO enthusiasts alike as we continue to explore the vastness of our universe. It is important to remember that there may be things out there that we simply don't understand yet. The Falcon Lake phenomenon is a reminder of this and should inspire us to keep an open mind about the mysteries that surround us. Perhaps one day we will uncover the truth behind what happened in that Canadian forest all those years ago. But until then, the case of Falcon Lake remains one of the most perplexing and terrifying unsolved mysteries of our time. Some say the Falcon Lake phenomenon is proof that there are extraterrestrials visiting our world. They point to the alleged destruction of Stefan S. tent and the strange magnetic properties of the area as evidence that something otherworldly is going on here. Others argue that there is a more rational explanation for what happened. Maybe it was a military experiment gone awry, or simply a case of mistaken identity. As for me, I'm not sure what to believe. There is just too much evidence pointing into many different directions. What do you think happened at Falcon Lake? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.